So Monday Night Raw kicks off with the whole recap of WWE Extreme Rules, even though it wasn't all that extreme. Okay, they basically show clips of the main event of Extreme Rules and Samoa Joe coming out on top. And then starts the show with Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt comes out and he's like, look, he had a chance to slay the beast to save us all from damnation. But he says that, okay, he's still alive and he's still a god. Okay, fine. And he's going to cast judgment. And one by one, they shall be punished. Yeah. Finn Balor, Joe, Rollins, and Reigns. Okay. So, he's going to start with Reigns, which they do have a scheduled match. Before you can go on about Roman Reigns, yeah, he goes, his music hits, and he takes his SAT, his sweet-ass time, in order to hit the fucking ring. But once he does, he's like, half of the crowd was saying, were cheering him and booing him, and let's go Roman sucks, all that. And Roman tries to play the crowd as far as saying, this right here is why I'm the guy. What? No, the reason why you're the guy is because Vince here. He's the guy. You have to cheer for him. Come on, people, get behind him. Damn it, get behind him because I said so. Yeah, basically that's why you're the guy, and a lot of people don't even consider you as the guy. But anyway, Roman Reigns is like, all right, what happens to you when you run your mouth in my yard? This, and he basically hits Bray Wyatt, and Bray Wyatt goes out of the ring, and okay, fine, the match starts. Now, okay, it's not like the match was bad, but the problem that I have is that, number one, Bray Wyatt lost. Number two, okay, since all of this is going on and Samoa Joe is the number one contender for the Universal Championship and Bray just lost to Reigns, where does Reigns go from here? Who is he going to feud with? Where is he going to go? What is he going to be dealing with when it comes to Great Balls of Fire? I mean, damn, is he going to have a freaking opponent, or is he just going to be in the sidelines, or they're going to just throw him to Balor? Because I don't see anybody else, and I'll explain that later. But, yeah. Roman Reigns wins that match, and it's like, damn, at least there should have been disqualification or something, but Roman Reigns just beats Bray Wyatt clean. Anyway, Enzo and Cass has an interview backstage with Charlie, and they're like, they don't know who the attackers are, and some people think it was Big Cass, and whoever thinks that, has to be, crazy, high, and stupid, because it's like, all right, he's like, I will do anything, and I'm going to be standing by his side from now on. And they mention Corey Graves when it comes to that. And it's like, yeah, because apparently Corey Graves is the one that's starting the rumors about everything that's happening with Enzo and Cass and Big Cass, maybe attacking Enzo. And, okay, come on. Anybody buying that? I don't think so. So it's like, yeah, I wouldn't let anything happen to Enzo and so on. Yeah, we get that. Alexa Bliss goes into Kurt Angle's office, and basically she wants a congratulations for retaining the women's championship in a kendo stick on a pole match, but Bayley is the one that just handed that to her because Bayley just didn't get extreme. She didn't go all out. She didn't crack her with that fucking stick like the stipulation of the match was supposed to do. But anyway, Alexa wants This Is Her Life segment, and Angle was like, no, that This Is Bayley's Life was one of the worst segments in Raw history. And it was. That was as worse as any Miz TV that's on Raw. That's as worse as Mae Young giving birth to a hand or making love to Mark Henry and Harvey Whippleman with fucking Moolah. Okay, look. Yeah, it was one of the worst in history last week. So Angle was like, no, we're not doing that this week. But yeah, you basically promised Nia Jax a title shot, which will happen tonight. Okay, so Nia Jax finally gets a one-on-one crack at the women's title. I wonder how this is going to end up. You know damn well that, okay, funny how Alexa Bliss is from Cleveland, and another champion is from Cleveland. And they both do and act the exact same fucking way. And they're both pretty overrated. But enough about that. So, Elias Sampson is in the ring with his guitar, and he's like, "Who wants to walk with Elias?" He sang a song about Dean Ambrose, and basically Dean Ambrose comes out and attacks him with the microphone that he was holding, and he calls out The Miz. The Miz goes on the Titantron. Well, what do you know? The Miz says no, there's not going to be a rematch tonight. There's going to be a celebration. Oh, God. You know damn well that pussy was not going to offer a return match. You know damn well that coward wasn't going to fucking do anything. And this is what I was alluding to when they gave him, once again, something that he doesn't deserve. The Intercontinental Championship or any title. Basically, he's just going to sit on it because he's going to bitch. He's going to puss out. He's going to be a coward. He's not going to do anything because why do you think at Extreme Rules, his was the only match that didn't have pretty much anything extreme to it, but it had a no disqualification stipulation. If Ambrose got disqualified, he loses the title. What? At Extreme Rules, that... Wow, even Alexa got more extreme than him. But anyway, Ambrose meets up with Kurt Angle backstage, and he's like, "No, I want to just know where his dressing room is, and we'll settle this, and we'll celebrate. I'll take a referee, and I'll celebrate in his dressing room." And Kurt Angle's like, "No, there won't be an Intercontinental Championship match tonight. I want you to take a night off. I'm not asking you. I'm telling you, Maurice went through all this trouble in order to make the celebration, and I don't want to deal with her." And yeah, giving excuses as far as why Ambrose should leave the building. So, Samoa Joe. This is the most interesting segment of the night. He hits the ring and he's like, he doesn't fear Brock Lesnar. He's like, he's there, a man stands before you that doesn't fear Brock Lesnar. He doesn't fear Brock Lesnar because he's too busy being envious of Brock Lesnar because he has everything that Joe wants. He has the schedule, he has the advocate in Paul Heyman, and he has the Universal Championship. So he basically is like, all right, he will take everything that Brock Lesnar has, including the Universal Championship. So, Paul Heyman comes out. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul. No, I am the theme, but his name is Paul Heyman. And basically, he gives a rundown of the whole story about Finn Balor would have been the best case scenario because it would have been a Rocky story as far as the underdog, the biggest underdog, trying to go against Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship. But then he goes on to say that Samoa Joe was the worst case scenario. Maybe wrestling wise, but this at least is going to give us a good match that we haven't seen before. The worst case scenario would have been Roman Reigns. I mean, yeah. Because when Roman Reigns, when it looked like he was going to win at fucking Extreme Rules, everyone's thought process is like, emergency. Fuck, do something. Keep this fucker out of the title scene. Help. Beat him down. Jump him. Cheat. Do something. Keep him out of the fucking title scene. But, yeah, he's not in the title scene as of right now. So he's out, and we have Samoa Joe in. And he's like, yeah. Heyman's like, I'm glad, yeah. You don't fear Brock Lesnar, but I think that's what you want. You don't want Brock Lesnar to fear you either because you don't care. You don't give a damn. So he's like, yeah, I know that when after the match is said and done, you will take a piece of Brock Lesnar with you. So you will get Brock Lesnar. A handshake ensues. Paul Heyman tries to walk away, and Joe stops him. Now, the thing about Joe stopping him is like he put the microphone down, and the camera was so close up that you can hear Joe talking. And he's like, look, I'm going to choke you out. He said everything he was going to do. And he's like, I want you this is for Brock Lesnar. You know, I'm disappointed that he's not here. I'm going to choke you out, and I want you to go, and you're going to black out, and I want you to tell him how this feels. The only way you can, Paulie. He basically tells him all of that, and then he puts the coquina clutch on him and chokes him out. Okay, fine. Interesting segment. So after that, Joe is backstage with Kurt Angle, and Angle was like, what the hell was that? And Joe was like, anybody that's in my way of facing Brock Lesnar will get we'll get that type of treatment. We'll get the same thing. So are you in the way of me facing Brock Lesnar? And Kurt Angle looked at him. Now, we know the history that these two have had before as far as any type of championship, you know, over here. And they've had some battles, but Kurt Angle is retired now. But at least Kurt Angle didn't back down, per se. He stood his ground, he looked at him, and he looked like he just wanted to throw him around. Maybe Kurt Angle is he still has the capabilities of doing so. Maybe. Maybe they're inching him to return to the ring. And I'll go over that. But Seth Rollins comes in, he's like, no, but I'm in your way. Yeah, I remember that you tried to end my career. Well, I beat you before and I beat you again, and I'm standing right in front of you. So basically, Angle just makes the match for later on tonight. The main event, Samoa Joe versus Seth Rollins. Sheamus and Cesaro goes against Heath, Slater, and Rhino. I forgot that Heath, Slater, and Rhino were even on fucking Raw. Because during the shakeup, I mean, does anybody still take this team seriously? I know I don't. So, in a squash match type of faction, bro kicked the Heath, Slater, and Rhino being held by Cesaro outside of the ring, 1, 2, 3. So, after the match, they actually fucking talk on the microphone, Sheamus and Cesaro. And he's like, and Sheamus is like, who is happy that the Hardys came back? I know two people that are not happy that the Hardys came back. The Hardys. Yeah, they're sitting home somewhere licking their wounds and they're watching TV. Yeah. And they proceeded to say, once again, we don't set the bar, we are the bar. Okay, fine. TJ Perkins, TJP, or Toe Jam Perkins, as Blaze and Milfunsky say on their podcast. I still think that's so fucking funny, folks. TJP and Neville. Okay. TJP basically demands his title shot now that Austin Aries is out of the picture. And Neville was like, okay, all right, yeah, you're right. Take care of Mustafa Ali, and now go talk to Kurt Angle. Okay, we know where this is going. TJP actually wins that match against Mustafa Ali. And basically, Neville, he actually comes out. And he's like, yeah, I got some bad news for you, TJP. I just talked to Kurt Angle now, and there will be no title shot. So TJP was like, we're going to go back there and we're going to talk to him together. So as TJP walked away, he turned his back on Neville. Neville attacks him. He's like, all right, you want this? All right, I'll give you what you want. Tomorrow on 205. Okay, so there's going to be a title shot on 205 Live between Neville and TJP. I wonder how that's going to go. The golden age is back. Okay, Gold Dust. Where's the wig? Where's the fucking gold? Where's the fucking blonde wig? Where's that? Bring that shit back. I hope he does it when he comes to the ring next time. But yeah, Gold Dust just basically runs down R-Truth in his own fashion. Again, the golden age is back. I hope they actually elevate this guy. Give him this again. Please. If you're going to elevate this guy again, give him the Intercontinental Championship. I don't see why fucking not. The Golden Age Intercontinental Championship. Again, look, he made it something. Unlike the Jizzard. I mean, please, Gold Dust. Please. Alexa Bliss, she basically tries to pull a Miz. Help me, people. Help me, people. Help me, Mickey. Help me, Mickey. Help me, Dana. Yeah, basically that was it. She goes backstage, and the boss is there, and the boss laughs at her and is like, no, and walks away. And Alexa's like, we got a Nia Jax problem. And Mickey and Dana were like, no, you have a Nia Jax problem. And they just walk away, and they're like, we're going to be at ringside. to watch you against your match with Nia Jax later on tonight. So, God. So, a problem ensues with Corey Graves and Kurt Angle. I wonder what this is about, and I wonder what it's gonna fucking lead up to. But Kurt Angle actually leaves the fucking building, and while he leaves the building, Ambrose sneaks back in. But if you notice, when Dean Ambrose snuck back in, you saw the Revival in the background. Okay. So, Kalisto versus Titus O'Neil. Since Kalisto won a match against Apollo Crews at Extreme Rules during the kickoff show, I guess Titus was once again going to show Apollo Crews on how it was done. Remember how he beat Kalisto before by holding the tights. Well, this time he tried to do the same thing, but Kalisto reverses and holds the tights of Titus O'Neil. So Kalisto has beaten both of them within a span of 2 nights. Why did they change Kalisto's music? I like the old music. It was more catchy than his new one. Lucha. Yeah. Okay. Fine. So, Jizz walking backstage, going to the ring for his celebration. But then he noticed that Big Cass is the one that's knocked out this time. Yeah, remember I mentioned that the Revival was backstage when Ambrose was sneaking back in the building? The Revival was back there? Yeah, okay, fine. So who fucking did it? Who beat up Big Cass? Yeah, who knows? Yeah, there's a chain that Big Cass has in his hand. Who knows who did it? Yeah, Enzo and Cass has a match against Anderson and Gallows later. Enzo has to go it alone or find a new partner. And now it's getting more interesting as far as who is beating up both Enzo and Cass. So, Jizz comeback tour. Well, Jizz come all over his back tour. Because, yeah, that's the only way he's getting on his championship. He's getting fucked. He's getting nutted on. Yeah, Miz come all over his back tour. That's what I'm calling it. So, in the ring, you have all this stuff. You have balloons, M-I-S. No, it should have just said J-I-S-S. And the Miz was so happy. He had champagne. And he's like, you even got a dancing bear. And Maurice was like, I didn't get the dancing bear. And they were like, you didn't get it? No, you didn't get it. So, what does the Miz do? He attacks the dancing bear and gives him the dick-licking finale. And he's like, behold, your former Intercontinental Champion, Dean Ambrose. Nope, it wasn't Dean Ambrose. And throws him out of the ring. A big box gets escorted down the fucking ring. And once again, the Miz is paranoid because, of course, he'll get his ass whooped in any way, shape, or form if anybody was in that box. So he basically goes outside of the ring and beats up the box without even fucking giving a chance to open it. And his wife, Maurice, is trying to stop him. No. One no would have been enough. But Miz, he destroys the box anyway. You know what the funniest part about this is? Against the Dancing Bear and against this box, that was the best wrestling that the Miz has ever done. Still wasn't believable. But that was the best that he's ever done. Fun, huh? So, it was a grandfather clock that was in the fucking big-ass box. And Maurice was like, it's timeless like you. I got it for you in the celebration. And the Miz tries to make his apologies. His wife actually slaps him and storms away, pissed off. The Miz gets in the ring and blames Dean Ambrose for all of this. No, you need to blame yourself for being a fucking pussy. Again, if you weren't a fucking cooter, if you weren't paranoid, if you would stand up like a man and so on and so forth, no, you wouldn't have a reason to fear or be paranoid or look over your shoulder or duck and dodge and not wrestle and so on and not defend your title. Again, you've had 10 fucking years, even longer than that, to fucking be built as a threat. And no, he's just not seen as one. He even got a "You Deserve It" chant. And I'm like, deserve what? The Miz, closely with Roman Reigns, can give lessons on how to suck a dick without getting on your knees while standing up. That's basically what they do in order to get their fucking positions. By being in positions, getting some dick somehow. But anyway, he blames Dean Ambrose, but Dean Ambrose is disguised as a cameraman. Now, the funniest thing about this is The Miz is watching everything on a fucking Titantron. Dean Ambrose taking everything off. Why didn't you attack him then? You attacked a fucking bear. You attacked a fucking box. But Dean Ambrose is standing right there. Oh no, you're frozen up. He turns around. Dirty deeds. Okay, yeah, come all over his back tour. Yeah. Anyway. Enzo needed a partner in order to face Anderson and Gallows. Who does he find? The Big Show. Yeah, he had a favor. He called on, yeah, his favor is 7 foot tall and you can't teach that. Cass actually, Cass, no. The Big Show looked angry for most of the part because Enzo was just going on and on and on. Sound familiar? Sounds like me. I go on and on and on at times. But anyway, Enzo was just going on and on and on. And Big Show was like, look, loosen up. And Big Show was like, you want me to loosen up? And he actually does. He actually loosens up. And he actually says a couple of things. And he actually does the one word, catchphrase. The crowd wasn't behind it, but still. But Enzo and Big Show actually beat Anderson and Gallows using the fucking signature that Enzo and Cass use while Big Show tosses him up and lands. Tosses Enzo and Enzo lands. So, okay, fine. Anderson and Gallows. Damn. But while Enzo and Big Show was walking in the back, Big Cass is kind of mad. He's like, okay, you're gone for a couple of weeks and you come back and mysteriously, this happens. And Big Show was like, wait a minute, you think I snuck up on you? I'm 7 foot, if I'm going to do something, I can't sneak around. If I'm going to do something, it'll be right in front of your face, which he does have a point there. Yeah. Fun, huh? Accusing Big Show of sneak attacks. R-Truth. Basically, once again, he does his, his productions, mimicking Gold Dust and all. You want the truth, you can't handle the truth. Yeah, he actually quoted A Few Good Men. Yeah, saying that Gold Dust was gonna get got. Bring on the match, have a good match, push one of them to this, please. Alexa. Basically, she's like, the women in this roster have no pride, or they're jealous, or both. Nia Jax. One of the things that I noticed is that they announced Nia Jax's weight when she was coming down to the ring. But they didn't announce Alexa Bliss's weight. Or they don't announce any other women's weight. I kind of found that, confusing. Yeah, Nia's 275 pounds. But all the other women, they have no weight at all mentioned. Anyway, Nia Jax wins by DQ because Dana Brooke and Mickie James actually goes down the ringside, and while Alexa Bliss was getting her ass whooped, getting tossed around, and actually goes outside of the ring, gets tossed outside of the ring, and actually attacks Dana Brooke and Mickie James, and they hit her back. Ding, 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 ding. So it's pathetic. When is Nia Jax going to receive a one-on-one fucking match for the Women's Championship, unaltered? Look, at this point, I don't know. But, yeah, DQ, and it was garbage. Paul Heyman is actually awake in the fucking back, and he's on the phone when his phone rings, and he's like, yeah, come back next week and unleash the beast. Okay, so it was basically Brock Lesnar, so Brock Lesnar's going to be there next week. So speaking of which, Samoa Joe faces Seth Rollins in the main event. In an actual good fucking match where Seth Rollins was about to, pick up the advantage and win, you saw the whole Bray Wyatt thing. Seth is looking for him. Joe takes advantage, puts on the coquina clutch. Samoa Joe wins. So, basically, because Rollins calls him a false prophet in an earlier interview, because, yeah, he's like, yeah, you beat Finn Balor, but you didn't beat me. He was talking to Samoa Joe, but he called Bray Wyatt a false prophet. But I guess Bray Wyatt is targeting Seth Rollins. So, again, where does this leave Roman Reigns and Finn Balor at this point? So, that's the show. Oh, God. Fallout from Extreme Rules. Fallout. Yeah, okay. Damn it. Yeah, 2 people from Cleveland ducking and dodging and running away from actually defending their titles. Yeah, fine. Yeah, I don't know. You have the Revival backstage, and next thing you know, Enzo and or Cass are getting knocked out. You got The Miz performing his best wrestling against objects that can't fight back or refuse to fight back or couldn't fight back because he can perform all his mediocre shit to them. And yeah. Anyway, damn, Anderson and Gallows just Slater and Rhino. TJP challenging for cruiserweight belt maybe. I don't know. Anyway, what did you think about the show? Am I full of shit? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Comment below. I'm always open for debate about wrestling. Hit that like button. Hit subscribe. Please, I just want this to get better. But SmackDown has just been over Raw for a long period of time. At least their champion is actually on the show every fucking week, pretty much. Even though both tag team divisions are pretty much dead. Anyway, drop kicks, body slams, throw motherfuckers over top rope, both feet hitting the floor. Yes, I'm a wrestling fan. This is the theme. And I'll see you later. Credits.